ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable. This is a game where there's basically a narrator, and you can basically do what he wants, or go do your own thing, because you hate the man. And then let's start.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
So close to 420.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
And was he aware that he was floating?
Was happy.
Until
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
he got married.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
To me, does the game look a bit weird? Anyway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's go to the meeting room. Or how about we don't? That's the office we should have been in.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, Cinephobe was trapped.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But right is always right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
No, it
Stanley
is.
knew it perfectly
I know
well.
where I'm going.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Wow,
Yes,
amazing.
truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the
so-
detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate,
What's that?
beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here,
Files.
drinking it all in.
Well, I'm not drinking anything. I feel ripped up. I'm drinking this coffee on the floor. See?
Yes,
Fuel.
really worth it being here in the room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad
Now,
at
this is
following
fun.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Well, yeah, I'm just good at my job. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, £1,000. Dollars, I mean. Okay, so.
Look, Stanley,
Oh,
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your
Have we?
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
How's that?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Parkour.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero
Your opinion does not matter.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? What?
Yes, you're trying to kill
I don't
me.
know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
But blue's my favourite colour, so I'll go for the blue one.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
So it says walked, so I'll crouch through the red door instead. Boom.
Oh,
Outsmarted
thank
him.
God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see
No,
that
no.
I really
I'm a rebel.
have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
Does it mean we're going
Don't
in a
you see that
continuous
it's killing
circle?
us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
Am I trapped?
And I think I have a solution.
Door's locked.
Here,
That's not good.
let me show you.
There's nothing in here. It's just blackness. Oh, a loading screen. So exciting.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Ooh, what is it? It's...
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Yes, well I feel like I'm having an epilepsy shock or whatever the hell they call it. I'm leaving. I narrate it.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Somewhere better. I'm not gonna have an epileptic fit.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all
I
of
won't
this.
die. Trust me, I'm trained at I'm trained at climbing
Please, no,
stairs.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
I am. It's for your own good. Oh, the game wants me to kill myself. Thanks.
No!
Oh.
Oh, thank God. No. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
I'm suicidal.
Stanley,
Fine, I'll
let's go
now.
back to the other room. Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
You
I know
know,
you'll see.
I think I am.
You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
I can. My God, I'm a changed man. I walk off. I can't. But life has to move on. So I'm gonna go kill myself again.
No, perhaps not.
You know, I think you have to write them a
My
letter
God.
asking them to increase
Is
the
this really
size
how
of the
much you
stairs.
dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Yes.
You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the
Well, you know,
situation
it's fun
correctly?
killing yourself to ruin other people's lives. Oh, for God's sake.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it.
I
don't
am.
know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Well, this has just become depression on a stick. Anyway,
Is it over?
I'm dead.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay. Interesting. Now we're back.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through
Right,
this
let's
door,
speedrun this
I
game.
can make
Here
it
we go.
through them all.
Boom. Let's go.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Yeah,
he
left one.
entered the
Okay,
door
here we
on
go.
his left.
Oh no,
Yet
where's
there was
everybody
not
in
a
the meeting
single
room? Oh no,
person
let's go.
there. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
Nah, I'm going
Stanley
downstairs.
walked upstairs
Get my car, I'm
to his
going
boss's office. But Stanley
Alright, here's my
just
car.
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
Such a quite
Admittedly,
convenient.
he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
Take the
His
coffee.
boss would think he
Coffee
was
now.
crazy. And then something
I
occurred.
wouldn't drink that if I were you.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking me.
Okay, now we're in another circle.
Why
Why does this keep happening to me? There's my car again.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he
My feet are missing.
Why did the doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange, this can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that it had been on top of his tongue. He just hadn't found the word for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream.
Oh,
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers were actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy anymore.
good for him.
Thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I merely was one choice was Lucy said. So,
Hang on, that car room's disappeared.
and began to gently float above ground.
Oh no.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
So can I.
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he doing business and lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One, he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
What a plot twist.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. Once he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams. But the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Even when he was in a
The
coma.
voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it.
It's a
He would
computer.
prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
But it was.
I am okay.
Good for you. Oh, we're back. Oh my god.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake
Oh
me
my
up.
God,
My
this is
name
so tense.
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
That probably ruined the video. Sorry about that. And if it didn't, good for you.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Poor
And
Stanley.
although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, So it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Stanley Parable, a game that cares. Well, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Oh, wait. Hang on. Are we in a different thing or is it the same one?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, now this time we're going to legitimately do the exact same thing we just did. Have a look if it's the same thing, or maybe it's not.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred.
Right, so shut up.
Maybe.
Anyway, right, so
himself, maybe
pretty sure
I
this is
am
just going to be the exact
crazy.
same thing again. So I'm
All
going
of
to
my
end this episode
co-workers
here.
blinking
Thank you for
mysteriously
watching.
out of
Goodbye,
existence
and
in a
hope the
single
narrator will
moment.
shut up. Thank you.